Great crowds were following him. Oddly enough, this is what launches Jesus into perhaps one of the most challenging announcements that he made to those who followed him. Great crowds were following him. Things were going well from the perspective of publicity. The word had gotten out. Great things were happening. People were being healed. Men and women, blind and lame, sick and whole, followed him in droves across the Galilean countryside. And at a moment when it would appear advantageous to fuel the fire of followers and really get the salvation train rolling, Jesus rains down these challenging words. Unless you hate your father and mother and family and your own life and renounce all your possessions, you cannot be my disciple. And we want to say, oh no, Jesus, that's not the way it works here on earth. I don't know what you do in heaven, but here on earth, we take advantage of these opportunities. When we have a bunch of people following us, we seize the moment and really get things rolling. But one thing is very, very clear. Jesus is not interested in gathering followers for the sake of having followers. He doesn't measure his mission by the numbers. He's not looking for mindless mummies to fill his procession. Jesus wants disciples. He wants people who have counted the cost. People who are aware of what they're getting into and know that it will demand sacrifice and suffering and perhaps even death. And the fact is that he is so intense with this crowd and that he slaps them in the face with these challenging words. This only goes to show the greater value of what it is that he is offering. Because what he is offering has infinite value, he is willing to be clear about the sacrifices that are needed to embrace it. Friends, those who have to deceive people to get them to buy what they're selling are consciously aware that it's really not worth the cost. All the fine print, all the hidden fees, all the false advertising is aimed at getting someone to commit to something that is not really worth the cost. But that doesn't work in faith. And it's the farthest thing from the mind of Jesus. There's no need for us to hide the sacrifice that Christianity entails, because what it offers is totally worth it. We put an image of a man nailed to a tree in every one of our churches. We read gospels like the one we just heard. It's not like we're trying to hide things from people. It's not like we're trying to kind of get them in the back door and then suddenly slam them with all the sacrifices that are entailed in Christianity. No, we don't do that, because what we're called to as Christians is the glory of God. You know, this isn't an easy path that takes all of our problems away and makes us feel good about ourselves. We're not in this game to try to fill our pews with people who don't really love Jesus. That's not what we're about. We are here to announce that God took on flesh, suffered and died for our salvation, rose from the dead, and is now calling us to glory with his heavenly Father. He's calling us to something absolutely beautiful. But it demands sacrifice, a willingness to let go of what we use to define ourselves. You know, I'll never forget when I was in 5th grade. And for us, the big thing in 5th grade at recess was Foursquare. And over a series of weeks, this Foursquare mafia emerged. and they would take control of the court. This is what it was like on the west side of town. You know, it was like knife fights at recess. It was a crazy world back then. But I remember a particular friend of mine were on the wrong side of the mafia. So every day at recess, we'd get in line for Foursquare and we'd get in, and then immediately the other three would gang up on us and get us out, and then we'd go to the back of line. And that's how it was. Every day at recess, we'd go through, we'd pay our price, and then we'd go to the back of the line until one day, without telling my friend, I joined the mafia. And I left him behind. And he was the only one. And he was ostracized by the entire class. And I felt terrible. Even to this day, as small as it sounds, I still feel bad about what I did. Now, I was in 5th grade, so I didn't have a fully formed conscience, but I knew what was right and what was wrong. The value of a friendship proves itself in moments of difficulty, when sacrifice is demanded, when you have to stand with someone and feel the pain with them. That's what friendship is. And this is the radical claim that Christianity makes on our lives. Christ is everything for us. We belong to Him. He is our greatest friend. Our family does not define us. Our possessions do not define us. Our intelligence, our social status, our bank accounts do not define us. Christ defines us. Jesus Christ is everything for us. I can't say this enough. Jesus Christ is everything for us. He is how we are here, and He is why we are here. He is everything for us. He is the reason that we exist. In this moment, He is the reason that everything in this world is held in existence, because God the Father is speaking the word of Jesus, who holds everything in existence. The Son of God, the second person of the Trinity, the Word made flesh, comes and holds us in existence. He is the reason we are here. Jesus Christ is everything for us. And this is why Christianity is not some sideshow. It's not something we do on the side. It's not a hobby that we use to fill our time. Christianity is a life that embraces everything that we do. Everything, friends, everything. Everything that we have, everything that we are, is gathered into one by Jesus. He is everything for us. Last night, my dad came to Mass and he said, I got nervous when you started yelling. And I said, Dad, I'm sorry, I can't help it. This is the most fundamental thing in the Christian life. Jesus Christ is everything for us. Friends, it's not about the numbers. It's not about just getting people to come to church and to fill our pews. It's not about that. It's about remaining in friendship with the source of all life. Is Jesus Christ everything for us? Look, if not, what have we decided is better than Him? What in this world could possibly offer us more than what Jesus Christ offers us?